Hi everyone, welcome to Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart. Guys, it's season 6 and we are on the road. So you are going to be doing some road trips with us. Today we are in Highgate, guys, and yep, let me tell you, we got lost a couple times, but we'll tell you more about that. You would have seen just a while ago a little scenery traveling, of course, from St. Catherine all the way to Highgate. And we are about to give you a treat, guys. We are going to be showing you women that are doing the unconventional type of businesses. Women that you would never imagine would have been doing these kinds of farming. So stay tuned, and we want to know if you are enjoying the new kind of feature that Uniquely Me is bringing to you. Stay tuned, I'm about to bring on a fabulous, unique woman.
Uniquely me is uniquely you. Balancing the different hats of life, achieving all your goals in the name of Christ. Uniquely me is uniquely you. You can do anything. With the S on your chest, you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. You are a winner and you're an overcomer. You can be all things to Christ who gives you strength, yeah. You are a fighter, you're so determined. Uniquely me is uniquely you.
Hey guys, welcome again to Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart. Guys, like you can see, well, first and foremost, you can see my background, right? And then I have this fabulous, unique woman beside me. Her name is Trudy, guys, but I'm going to allow Trudy to tell you all about her and all about her children.
My children,
family.
yes, they are my children.
But welcome to Uniquely Me, Trudy.
Thank you. Welcome to Cabra Ranch.
Thank you, my darling. Well, of course, I'm looking forward to all that takes place here. One of the things that fascinated me most of all with Cabra Ranch was one, the setup. Like I was saying to my videographer coming in, that we are going to a hotel, a goat hotel.
A goat hotel. I like that. I'm going to have to start using that. A goat hotel.
And so I like the sectioning and stuff. But before we dig into there, I want to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
And so that our audience too will get to know you, you know. Who are you? Where are you from?
Okay, who am I? Actually, we are where I'm from. This is where I grew up, in Highgate, St. Mary.
Okay.
Went to Central Branch Prep School, St. Mary High School. Like everybody else, went off to college in the U.S., did that for a couple of years, a professional life in the U.S. Actually, I'm still doing the professional life in the U.S. I'm doing both, so that makes life even more interesting.
Yep.
But here we are at Cabra Ranch, and I always wanted to come back where I grew up. And one of the big things for me is if I'm going to do a farm, I had to have a view, which you'll get to see that here in a little bit. But
awesome.
It was all about setting up an operation that is open and inviting and comfortable and cozy and not smelly and clean.
Yeah.
That people want to come and hang out, because it is a destination. It's a destination farm. Absolutely.
So I wanted to know, what would make a fabulous woman like yourself take on farming, and not just any farming, but goat farming?
Very, very good question. So essentially, what's got me into goat farming is actually goat milk.
Okay.
Yes. So a couple of years ago, I started making goat milk soap and lotion in the U.S. And everybody loved it. So, and you know, mothers, like I do my mother, she came, she tried it. She's like, oh my gosh, this is great. And so she tells everybody about it, and she keeps going, hey, you should try my daughter's lotion. You should try her soap. So in all of that, my discussions with my brother, because I call him my walking encyclopedia for Jamaica, right? So he tells me everything. So he's like, Trudy, you should consider opening a goat farm since you're trying to get milk. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Corporate America, sure, no problem. So anyway, I started to do my research, do my homework. I'm like, this might not be such a bad idea. So one thing led to another. Started to do my homework, research, trying to figure out how to navigate this whole goat world. And then I'm like, why just do goats regularly like everybody else? Let's make it a little bit different, a little bit more, a little more exciting. Of course, because I know who I am, and I want to attract other people like that.
Right.
And most people are not into farming, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to make it that place that's really welcoming, inviting for people to come and visit.
You see, the thing is, you find women, yes, in farming, but not this kind.
Yes.
You might find them with some chickens.
Yes.
Right? You might find them planting, little food stuff, but goats. Of course, I'm looking forward to us going around
Absolutely.
and stuff, finding that more. But then I know your farm, the setup is a little different.
Very different.
What makes it so different?
Okay, so what makes it different is, like you said, our whole goal when we put this farm together was to have a destination, right? And so we wanted to make it very unique and different.
Yeah.
And the standard shape of a goat house is a long rectangular building. And actually there's a reason for that.
Okay.
The reason for that is for airflow, to make sure that there's enough circulation in the location. So to be honest, when we were doing all our scouting and our homework, and we got all the technical experts in here to help us see, okay, how to orient the house, what is it going to look like, all that good stuff. And I told them it was going to be an octagon. They were like, what? Don't think that's a great idea. So instead of just going, oh my gosh, I can't do my octagon goat house, I asked, well, why? What's the problem? And they explained circulation. Of course, you learn as you go.
Right.
I knew nothing about goat farming before I started this.
Okay.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Other than the goats I saw walking on the road when I grew up, nothing about goat farming. Right?
Wow.
So I've learned over time. But anyway, back to the house. So I said, well, why can't I have my octagon? And they explained to me you need the airflow and all that good stuff. So I went to my contractor. I'm like, I can't do my octagon. He's like, why? He said, and I told him the airflow. He's like, well, let's just put a canopy in the top. So in the top middle, you see a canopy, and so that helps with the airflow, right?
Oh.
But the other great thing for us is the location.
Yeah.
Because we're so close to the ocean and it's wide open, we have no problem with airflow.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So that's a great testament to you have your dream. If somebody says, no, you can't do it because of a particular reason,
I like that.
dig. Don't just say, okay, no, I can't. Dig
Yeah.
to find out why you can't do it and see if there's another way to kind of work around it to still satisfy both.
Yes, I like that. And that's the thing about me, Trudy, is that don't tell me I can't.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you tell me I can't, you're pushing me even harder.
Yes.
Because it means that I have not looked at all the possibilities and to make sure that what I need to have happen.
Yes.
Now, the thing is, so I thought, so apart from that, there are other technology that's needed to operate a goat farm.
Absolutely.
And what are some of those to make sure that the farm is sustainable, the goats are producing, for want of a better word, and that they're healthy and the whole works?
Okay, so it's funny you say technology because a lot of people don't think of with farming and technology, but they actually go hand in hand. And it really just depends on how you want to set up your operation. And we try to use as much technology as possible because I'm not about hard work.
I agree.
I'm about working smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
So we try to use as much technology and processes and efficiencies as much as possible to help us. So one of the many things that we use is we have mobile fencing for our pasture rotation.
Okay.
And so I can possibly show you that.
We'll see
depends on
that
where we are.
shortly, yeah.
We use cameras so we can monitor everything. We do everything is record keeping and reporting and software and all that good stuff. We do electrical fencing. That's one of the big things that we do just to make sure for two reasons, right?
Yeah.
To protect, to keep those who are supposed to be out, to let them stay out, and to keep those who are supposed to be in, let them stay in.
Agree.
So we use technology for everything like that.
And that's where I want to go next. How the challenges of raising, or what you call maintaining, a goat farm.
The challenges.
Yeah, how do you, because I know, and now of course we've seen it on the news here in Jamaica, the larceny, theft, then I'm sure there are diseases and that kind of thing, but what are at least three challenges?
Three challenges.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with pretty larceny, right? Because you're getting into goat farming, and I'll tell you what, if I had $1 for every time somebody said, don't do it, then I'm going to if you're good, don't. I would be a rich person. I'm serious. Everybody's like, I'm going to start a goat farm. Like, don't do it, Trudy. Don't do it.
Oh my God.
So at first I was kind of like, maybe I'm heading down the wrong path. Maybe we're heading down the wrong path. And then my partner, Ray, he said, well, why are we going to let the thieves win?
I like that.
Why are we going to let the thieves win? We need to set up a system where we are going to protect ourselves because we have to protect the industry.
Yes.
Everybody can't run from goat farming because we eat goat like there's no tomorrow,
Listen,
right?
oh girl, I'm telling you, you go and you see the menu, curry goat, fried chicken, curry goat, please.
Yes. So as a nation, we got to protect the industry. So all of us can't be running away going, they're going to thief it. So they're going to steal the goats. They're going to steal the goats. So what can we do to deter them?
Yeah.
So that was one of our biggest priorities when we started is what are the systems we're going to set up to deter people from coming in. Now, if you come through all the barriers and you get to the goats, go right ahead. It's yours.
Girl, I don't want to tell you what I do. If you
go
made it
right ahead, you win, right? But we're still going to do everything we can to protect the goats. So we do a multi-layered approach to our security, right? So of course, as far enough from the road as possible. Electric fences around the goat yard. The house itself is also secured. We never leave our animals out there, always secured at night. Of course, cameras, dogs. Just as many layers as we can possibly can. And then we tell everybody, hey, this is what's going on over here. So nobody's unaware when they come.
I absolutely love it. Yeah.
Nobody's unaware. We told you. So come at your own risk.
I love that. So that's why. So pretty larceny.
Yes.
To others that you find to be
other
a challenge.
challenges. Okay, I will tell you. One of the biggest challenges we have, and not just us, the whole goat industry will tell you this, is finding good workers.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, finding good workers has been one of the toughest challenges. And we've been through several people in less than 2 years.
Oh my God. Oh my
and
God.
now we have a great team.
Awesome.
We have a great team.
Awesome.
But that's a huge challenge. One of the big challenges with finding workers is a lot of people are so ingrained in the old school way of doing goating. Right?
Yeah.
And everybody knows about goat. First of all, yeah man, we know about it. All you have to do is this, and yeah man, we'll take care of it for you, no problem. Okay, come.
And it's a different thing when they
It's
get
a whole
here.
different thing. And I keep saying, this is not your old school grandfather's farm. We're going to have a system and processes and procedures, and everything's going to happen at a certain time.
Yeah.
And if you can't follow that, well, there's no room for you here.
Agree.
So workers was a big challenge, but like I said, we are blessed. Everybody knows about Cruz. Your friend's gonna meet Cruz in a second. Cruz Solo star that everybody loves.
Oh my God, can't wait to meet him.
Can't wait to meet Cruz.
Do you ever have any form of disease? Is there anything like, season that you have to deal with? Like they say, this season, you might have a flu season that might affect the goats. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Okay, so diseases is another challenge. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so with dealing with diseases, how do you you always have to prevent something, right?
Yeah.
And then if it goes beyond that, then you take care of what you need to. So how do you prevent diseases in your goat farm? Is a lot of it has to do with proper husbandry. Making sure that you're taking care of the goats. They're fed well, fed consistently. Yes, they do drink water. They do need water. They do need minerals. All of the basics that you do for a person. Because I tell my guys all the time, okay, think about, you have a child? You feed the child? You clean the child? Same thing here, okay? You don't just drag them out the bed and plop. You take care of them, you nurture them, you feed them, you make sure they're happy, they're content. And that's the thing about goats. If it's quiet, everybody's fine.
Wow.
If you don't hear anything going on, your goats are fine. They're well fed, they're satisfied, everything's happy. You know when to come. When somebody starts bawling, you're like, okay, what's wrong? What's going on over there?
That's exactly what happens with a baby though,
Yes,
Trudy.
that's true. That's true. So proper husbandry is good, as well as just plain old sanitation.
Yeah.
Cleaning up the surroundings. I'm big on cleaning.
It's so important. It's so fascinating that you said cleaning, because normally we seem to think that, because it's animals, it's okay for them to poop here, poop there, leave this here, leave that there, and you just step over it and it's just okay. But it's not, is it?
It's not. You have to clean your surroundings, because especially if you have kids, brand new kids, you want to try to keep the air as clean as possible. Now, is it perfect? Can you keep it clean forever? No. As soon as you clean it, somebody goes and poop. But you just have to be consistent to try to clean it out as much as possible, because that helps with the overall health of the goat.
Awesome. Trudy, what do you say to a woman that's sitting at home and saying, hey, COVID has robbed me, and I no longer have a job, I don't know what to do, nobody now help me? What do you say to that woman? Well, first you give her attitude?
First, no. That was the thinking. That was closet thinking, going, okay, what do you tell her? Sometimes, you know the saying, when God closes a window, he opens a door?
Come on, girl.
So instead of looking at it as a negative, try to see all the positives that you can find from COVID. So one of the things that happened for me is that it made me slow down. At first I was panicking. I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to survive? But I'm like, oh, I can stop. I can think. I can smell the roses. I can either process things. So to use now is a good time to find the deeper you is a good way to say it. And because there might be other interests that you had that you either didn't know or you're like, oh, now you have the time to look into it and do your homework and research, right?
That's so true.
Because going back to starting the goat farm, I had no idea what it took to go do a goat farm. So we took like a good 2 years, 2 years to do homework and research. And you can find anything you want to do on YouTube.
Love it.
So whatever your interest is, go on YouTube. There are millions of videos out there to teach you how to do everything. So I say now is a good time to reinvent yourself.
I love it. Even if it's a goat farm, guys.
Even if it's a goat farm, you never know. You might love it.
Look at this fabulous girl. I mean, you can do goat farming and still be fabulous. I love it, Trudy. How has COVID impacted you, though?
COVID has impacted us actually in a positive way.
Oh, great.
Yes, in a positive way, because it allowed us to slow down. Because we were both traveling back and forth, because he has his job in Canada, actually his business in Canada, I have my business in the US, and both of our industries are all about traveling back and forth. So we were constantly going back and forth, back and forth. COVID allowed us to slow down and get more involved in the operation. And actually, even though it was a great setup, a great system, it helped us to fine tune different things and actually realize, okay, this is a challenge versus this is not a challenge, and how can we do this differently? So one of the main things we're all about is adapting, being flexible. And I'll explain that to you as we go through the house. If something isn't working, find another way to do it.
I love that. I love that. Persons in the diaspora, because raising is one thing to be rearing the goats, but what is it that you're rearing them for? First of all, we started mainly because of milk, right? However, things don't necessarily go exactly how you have it planned out in your head. So you have to adjust, right? You have to pivot. And our pivot was we actually focus a lot on providing breeding stock. Okay.
So when you have a small farmer that's wanting either to start their farm or to grow their farm and they're looking for stock, they come to us for breeding stock, right? So we have middle of the road breeding stock, so we can service either the big man or the little man, right? So we have what's called graded animals. Okay. So the sires, meaning the rams, the bucks, don't say rams. Let me say it again. The sires, meaning the bucks. We're used to calling them the rams, but the official name for a male goat is a buck. Those are what we call purebred animals. And then the mothers are either mixed, graded, either with native, Nubian, or Boer.
Okay, wow. Right. And you have all of those here, right?
Yes, we have all of those here. So we can definitely show you that.
Oh God.
Absolutely.
All right. So that's the main reason. The diaspora. Do you need help, or for such an operation, is it necessary for the government to come in to assist? Do you need the government's help? I don't know. You know, what role can they possibly play to expand? Maybe not you, but somebody else who is doing this kind of farming that may need help, that may want to expand. Is there an opportunity for an expansion beyond just Jamaica?
Absolutely. So let's start with the government. If they can implement programs to support the industry, which the minister has created a roadmap to support the industry, the small ruminant industry, and it's on the right path. We're just hoping that it's going to continue, okay? So programs like those to focus on small ruminants, because nobody focuses on small ruminant, right? And that's one of the goals that we have as Cabra Ranch. We do as much as we can to educate the community. And to that end, we have every Saturday night, we have what's called iGoat Chat.
Oh,
and yes, and we talk about all things goat. Really all things goat / farming / business, because it's a business. It's not just a farm, it's a business.
Yeah.
So we bring in professionals. We bring in somebody from the tax administration to talk about doing taxes. We brought in people from the banks to talk about setting up a business loan and setting up a business account and what are the advantages to that. We all of the vets, we talk about different. We had to do an autopsy here, so I had one of the vets come on and tell us what he saw, and I'm like, but I didn't see anything. He's like, yes, Trudy, because this is going on and you wouldn't have seen it. It's just one of those things that happen. We talk about husbandry and conditioning and nutrition, and we talk about everything possible.
I'm loving that.
Because we want to educate the community, right? What was that?
Rat.
A rat?
Big old rat.
Oh, it usually is not in the daytime. I'm sorry. They usually come out at night, not in the daytime. And we're working on that too. That's one of the challenges we have.
Does that affect the goats though?
It in a living circumstance, no. But to get rid of them, it's a little bit of a challenge because we don't want to do rat poison, because we don't want them to drag it out and put. But really and truly, they live peaceably with the goats, to be quite honest.
That's okay.
I don't like it, but they live peaceably with the goats. And like I said, they usually just come out at night, not usually in the daytime. So yeah, they love it, right? It's like a little amusement park for them because the way it's all structured.
That's okay, because I just saw that thing moving. I was like, what the heck is moving over there?
Sorry. Rats, go away.
We'll edit and all of this.
Yes, we'll edit all of that out.
We're having fun here, guys.
Yes. Okay, so you asked about the diaspora. What can the diaspora do? Really, going back to the government first before I get to diaspora. So the government can set up all these different programs to support the industry, to help educate us, give us resources, funding. When I say us, like you said, not everybody needs the same help, right?
Yeah,
so there are going to be other farms that need more help than others. So, but make it that it's even.
Yes, I agree.
Right? You usually have where the big farms and the established farms get everything, and then there's a small man just there looking. And as much as possible, try to avoid all of that, or set up programs where it's equitable. That's a good word. Set up programs where it's equitable for everyone. Right? Another good thing that the government can do is basically put together a nice, big Buy Jamaica campaign.
Oh, wow.
Right? Yeah. Because that will help stimulate the industry and the demand for different products here.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember when we did that. There was a time when we were big on Buy Jamaica, Build Jamaica, Buy Jamaica. You're not hearing it so much anymore.
No.
Yeah.
We need to get back to that. And then that ties into how the diaspora can help, is focus on purchasing stuff that's from Jamaica to help stimulate the economy.
Yeah, I love it. So Trudy, we're about to take a walk through, but what is it that goats eat for starters?
What do they eat? They don't eat everything, first of all.
Oh.
They don't eat plastic. They don't eat your shoes. They don't eat shirt. They like to chew, but they don't eat it.
Okay, now.
So the main thing that our goats eat is grass and grain.
Okay.
We keep it simple around here. Work with nature. Grass and grain. Grass, grain, and water. That's it.
So guys, there you have it. We are about to take a walk through, but just in case you are thinking that you have nothing to do, let me tell you something. Trudy is showing us that there's so much you can be doing. You have one goat. Start with one goat.
Start with
right?
one.
Right,
Absolutely.
One goat.
I'm going to give you a story about that in a little bit when we get down there.
Wow. So we're about to go walk, and we're going to get to meet all the different children. They're no longer goats, guys. They're children.
They're children. Absolutely.
All right. So let's go.
All right, let's go. Okay. The infamous cruise at work.
Oh dear Lord.
Oh, please do the right thing. Please do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Oh, she actually knows what to do.
Yes. Okay, now Simone. Pull it. It's okay, Simone. Gently. It's fine. There, she's fine. Pull. Because you want to hold her in. Pull. Okay, there you go. That's good. All right. So there she is.
Wow.
Nice. All right, you can come. Okay, so the first thing that happens is, here you go. I'll give this to you to give it him. The first thing that happens is we have to strip. That's the word. Strip the goat. So you do 3 squirts from each teat because you want to remove the bacteria
from the teeth. So it's not. So we don't call it nipples.
No, teat. T-E-A-T. Teat. All right, so Cruz does that.
Okay.
Just give it to Cruz.
So guys, we are about to milk Cruz.
No, you're not milk Cruz.
Oh no, no. I'm about. Well, what am I going to be doing when I editing this?
You're giving the cup to Cruz so he can strip the goat.
Oh, guys, you need to see. Oh, this is Cruz.
Yeah, we'll show Cruz.
Sorry, Cruz. We're not milking Cruz.
Cruz is famous. You're not milking Cruz.
Okay. So who is this again?
Oh, this goat doesn't really have a name. We didn't name her today, but I'll show you some others with names. She doesn't really have a name. All right.
Ready?
Is there a technique, or you just grab them and just squeeze?
You can't get that right.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, so when you get this, again, this has the initial bacteria. We don't want anybody to consume that, but we also don't waste it. So we pour it in here.
Okay.
And you see the dog has attacked this, and we pour it in here.
What do we use that for?
We feed it to the kids.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, any kids that we have that need additional milk, or if we don't have any kids, we feed it to the dogs.
By the way,
that's
guys,
why our dogs are so fat.
Yeah. By the way, guys, kids is not
Goat
children.
kids.
It's goats.
Goat kids, yes, we feed it to the goat kids.
Yeah, but we don't know what we're going to do.
Okay, so the next step is he has to clean the teat, right? So this is a solution of lavender oil, tea tree oil, and Dr. Bonner soap. It's a whole lot of solution, and he sprays it. Sprays it thoroughly. And then wipes it down. Make sure it's clean.
This is awesome. Wow. Wow.
Okay. Now he's ready to milk. But he needs a glove. So every time we milk a goat, we get a new glove. Just one.
Pair?
Just one.
Or just one?
That's
Okay.
one and one. Have to conserve our own.
Of course, girl. Of course, because we're running a business.
You're around here. Okay, so then this is a cooler. We have to keep everything cool once it's milked, right? So this is a sterilized container. This is cold water with bottles of ice water here.
Yeah.
So you take this jar.
Okay.
And you unscrew it. Leave the top in here. All right. You give him the bottle.
Okay.
And then he milks into the jar.
And this is goat milk that we can drink.
Well, it's not pasteurized. So
Okay.
it depends on how strong your stomach is. If you can handle straight goat milk, it's totally up to you. The only process that we do is to milk and filter, and then we send it off.
Oh,
Currently.
okay.
Eventually, we're going to get into more, but right now, that's all we're doing. That's all we can manage with
Understood.
everything else we have going on.
Wow. That's interesting. I notice it's not much effort though.
No,
it's just
if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be honest.
So
and see, the goat eats.
Right,
while
and I
we're
noticed
milking.
that most of the feed is practically finished.
Yes, we can give her more. I mean, there's no set amount. we
But
just
can I
kinda-
tell you something, Trudy? It's amazing. So when you're breastfeeding an actual baby, it is said that you ought to eat and drink while you're breastfeeding.
Yes.
And so I realized that
We do the
basically that's what
same.
you're doing.
We do the same.
Because, it produces more milk.
Yes, and the same thing for goats. If they're not fed correctly and they don't drink enough water, your milk volumes drop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's the same thing with goats. So you feed them, make them comfortable. They eat while you're milking them, and because you can't keep taking, you got to give back. All right. So here's your bottle.
Wow. Oh my God, look at it. And it's warm.
It's warm. All right. So now you open back this. All right. I'll help you with the cup. To open your red container, and you pour it in there.
Wow.
And you give him back the cover that back. Yep. Very good.
No, finish this one.
Give him back.
Finish
the
this
bottle.
one?
Yeah, he has more. Give him the bottle.
No, I said this one finished.
You finished? Okay. All right. So then you just put the top back on.
And you put it back down in here
Put
and
it
then
back so you keep everything cold and secure. All right?
Awesome.
And then we actually spray them with iodine to close the teat because they go to pasture. If they were staying in the house, we wouldn't, or if there was a kid on them, we wouldn't have to. But because they're going to the pasture, you want to close up the teat so no bacteria or dirt or germs goes in it. Oh, I'm blocking the camera.
Awesome. Well, we're getting the volume. But this is good, Trudy. I mean, I had no idea so much things takes place with the whole matter of...
Okay, now you can pull the chain. Open it up. And she goes right back.
Let me see this one now. Oh, this needs some, the feed is empty, it's empty.
Yeah, I'll get her somewhere. You can close it.
Oh.
There you go.
Close it while I head up.
Yeah.
Close it. She's like, hurry up.
Oh my
See,
God.
Simone, you were supposed to do that. Okay, go ahead, give her the strip cup.
The strip cup. So now I know, and we're not milking crews. So there's always something in the teeth then, because
Yeah,
I
you
know
always want to get out that initial milk just in case then there's any bacteria in the teeth.
and we're only doing this to the female goats.
Yes. And last time I checked, no one in the male species has any milk.
Oh my God. I remember, guys, so we're going to throw this in because we're going to give this to the kid or the dogs, right?
Yeah, would you like to feed a kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any? Okay, we'll wait till we're done with the milking then.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll get to see the milking. Then the pasture is ready, right? Okay, so then you'll get to see the...
Then I'll come up back in.
Then, okay, so you'll get to see the goats going out after we get done milking, and then you'll see all kinds of stuff today. So
Okay.
it's perfect timing.
Yep. So we
Oh, you're
finished,
not
right?
done. Okay,
So
now what not?
You're going to clean the...
He cleaned it already.
Oh, you clean?
So
Okay.
he needs
Oh,
gloves.
gloves. Oh, yeah. The goats are not bothered. They
Out
know.
private. Out. So remember we started the farm. The whole goal of the farm was for milk and for milking. And we kept waiting because we don't really have the breeds that are known for milking are mainly like Nubian and Saanen. That's what we have mostly of in Jamaica, right? Mainly Nubian, even more so than Saanen. So we kept waiting to
Ew,
have
wow, this is a lot.
to have all these Nubian goats. So because we're going into milking, we want all these Nubian goats. Well, we weren't getting all these Nubian goats, and so a friend of ours said, "Why are you waiting? Milk what you have." Are you done? He has more of that one.
Oh.
Yeah. A friend of ours said, "Why are you waiting? Milk what you have.
Yeah.
Start the industry." And that's what we did. We started with our normal, regular, native, graded goats, and we have been milking since March.
Awesome.
Just got to start.
Yep.
Start with what you have.
Start with what you
Work
have.
with what you have. Yeah. So it's gone
Awesome.
really well for us. Let's do a tour of the house. So you know
Yep.
how we call it our production house. So anybody that's inside of the house is in production mode. Everybody's in a very different production mode, right?
I like it.
And so it's separated, right? So right here we have our milking mothers, our current milking mothers, right?
Okay.
So anybody in here, they milk in the morning, then they go out to pasture, and they're out there in the day. They come back in here at night, and of course the whole process happens the same thing every day.
How
Okay?
long do you keep that up for?
As far as the milking,
Because it's a routine.
It's a
It's the
routine.
milk, the pasture, the milk. How long do you keep that up for?
you mean daily or?
No, man. Is it a
Or
3-month period?
Oh, okay. All right. So they are the mothers are milked for really until they're sort of kind of dry. Not to a bad state dry, but let's put it this way. When we see the volume of milk diminishing, then we determine it's time to dry out the goat.
You know this guy. You're really dramatic, you know. So is it that they're
open.
They're not
Most of them
pregnant,
are
so they're
open.
not pregnant.
Okay, so open, meaning not pregnant, right?
Oh.
So most of them are open. Some of them are pregnant. If they are pregnant, as long as they still have milk, we can milk them up to 2 months before they kid.
How long do they take to have a kid, by the way?
So gestation period is 5 months.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So if they're in the milking program and they're still giving milk, once we get to the 2-month mark before they kid, meaning have a kid, then we have to stop them. Because we have to dry them out so they can produce milk for their own kid.
So I have a very interesting question. How do you know when the goat is pregnant?
You test them. That's what a vet's for.
So that one was just a Simone, because my daughter would be asking you that question right off the bat. She's only 7 and she'll be asking you all kinds of questions. We don't even want to start some of them.
You either test them officially or you get Cruz to look at them and go, that one's pregnant.
Cruz?
Yes, Cruz knows. I don't know how he knows, but Cruz knows.
Oh my God.
But we do get a vet to come in periodically to anyone that we think is pregnant. We get them to do pregnancy tests. We just had it like last week. We had our pregnancy test and we have 17? Yeah, 18? 17.
Yeah.
Currently pregnant. Yes. Yes. So we do, we check.
So let
Technology, ultrasound. Hello.
I like it. So hold on. So is it that, okay, so because you have them separated, is it that occasionally you have a period when you combine and put the male and the female together to cause that, what you call it now?
Breeding.
Breeding.
Yes. Or breeding, mating, whatever you want to call it. But yes, we can, we do what do you call it again?
AI.
No. What do we call it again? Block breeding? No, when we put Samson in them, what do you call it again? Group breeding, that's the word.
Talk to me, Cruz. That's
the word, group breeding. All right, so we do group breeding. All right, so we will select females for specific males, right?
Okay.
And so we'll put them together. We typically have them together probably about 30 days-ish, so they can, or maybe a little bit longer, so that they can cycle at least twice. The females can cycle at least twice, right? Gets very noisy over here at night, but anyway, that's what's going on. But yes, we do that periodically because we want to stagger our kidding season. So we try to have kidding every other month.
Okay.
Are we perfect yet? No, but that's what we're working towards.
You're getting there.
So we have to keep up that rotation of, okay, now who's open, now who do we mate them with, so that they can get in cycle so we can have kidding consistently.
This goat business is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Trust me. Trust me. I'm like, if I knew it was this much work, would I have started? Because it is a lot of work.
I can imagine.
It is a lot, but it's very rewarding.
I can
very
imagine.
Rewarding, but it's a lot involved. If you want to do it right.
Yeah.
If you want to do it right.
All right, let's do the goats.
Let's do the goats. All right, so these are... This is one of our kidding pens. We have another one across there. I'll show that for you in a second. So what you'll notice is all our mothers are in their own little kidding pen. I should say this is our nursery. All our mothers are in their own kidding pen. And you're asking, why is that?
Right.
So we have noticed over time, it's kind of one of those things with time, you try different things and some things work and you realize some things aren't working, so you have to come up with a different way.
Yeah.
So when everything was open, what was happening is the dominant mothers would eat, and then the non-dominant mothers would not eat.
Oh.
And if they're not eating, they're not producing enough milk, and so their kids don't get enough milk, and so the kids don't grow as fast as they should.
Oh.
So we decided, okay, we got to come up with something different. And this is something going on YouTube. We looked at other farms, sheep farms, all these different farms to just get different ideas.
Yeah.
And somebody had separate kidding pens. We're like, oh, let's try that.
Yeah.
And we have noticed a huge difference since then. Right. So every mother with their respective kids is in their pen, so they get their own food, so they can calmly eat and not be bothered by other people. It's fine. She just loves to play. It just tickles. It just tickles. It's okay. It just tickles. And so they thrive better as a mother. The kids thrive better. And so you notice the slots, how we have the slots?
Right, the slots.
That's so the kids can come in and out as they grow older. They can wander about and go wherever they want to. But when they're just born,
Jesus, baby, I can't manage this
it's
sugar.
okay. They just when they're just born, not so pretty right now, but we have this mesh right here to keep them in for the first couple of days until they know where they're going. Then they finally jump the mesh. So we usually end up after a while taking the mesh off so that they can wander around and come and go as they
Here's
like.
the thing, and again, like children, does a goat miss his mother and goes to the wrong goat for nursing or so?
It actually is the opposite direction, right? The kid will be off just in La La Land, hanging out playing, and you'll hear the mothers crying for them.
Wow.
And they're in their own little world going, and we're like, don't you hear your mother crying for you? Go home. But do they ever go to the wrong mother? Sometimes they might wonder, but then they smell the mother, and the other mother smells them, and they realize that that's not where they're supposed to go.
Wow.
So
you see the wisdom of animals and that kind of thing?
Yes.
I think goats are one of the smartest ones, though, you know. My husband has always said, have you ever seen a goat killed on the road? You see dogs. But he's saying, but then there's a joke to it that he said, because it's a goat, somebody pick it up and gone.
That's true.
But I've always noticed, if a car is coming, the goats, they wait. That. But think about it, they wait. They literally wait. They don't cross the road. And if they're doing, they're just like a rush to quickly go across.
Yeah, I didn't notice that, but that's a good idea. That's a good thought.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you want persons to know about, goat farming or Cabra Ranch? What do you want persons to know, those watching?
Wow. So goat farming, like we said, very rewarding. So as long as you do your homework and you know that's what you want to do, definitely set your path. Write your goals down, your vision, set a vision board. Never underestimate the value of a vision board.
I love that.
One of my pictures on the vision board was this view of the farm and the ocean.
Wow.
And I need to find it so I can show it to you. And it worked. It does work, guys. So set your vision, set your goals. Talk to people who will encourage you and lead you in, down the path that you want to go. Not necessarily say yes to everything, but say, hey, have you thought about this?
Your vision.
Another big thing is networking.
Yeah.
That's been one of our best resources here on the farm. Find like-minded people in what you want to do and find a mentor to work with. Visit the farm. We encourage visitors all the time to come and see us, right? So see what they do, so you can pick the things that you like and leave the rest.
Awesome. There you have it, guys. Let me see. Thank you so much, Trudy, for having us. I mean, I was really worried coming here. How am I going to survive? But you did a fabulous job, and believe me, I'm just looking at the goats, looking at how happy, how clean, everything is just awesome. Guys, let me tell you something. It's wonderful.
Come visit Cabra. We love visitors.
So there you have it, guys. Another unique woman doing her thing, guys. It's not all about the struggles. There's also the wins, guys, the transformation. And so that's what season 6 is about, the transformation. So please like, comment, subscribe. And the link for Cabra Ranch is gonna be there as well. Make sure, show them some love. Tell them Simone sent you.
That's right.
Take care, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Who am I really? Choices, choices, choices. In pursuit of a career? OMG, I'm a wife. Help, I am a mother. Oh, I'm in church. When do I get to be a woman that God called me to be? Uniquely Me covers the acrobatic endeavors of every woman to balance the responsibilities of being a mother, a wife, a professional, a church leader, a friend, yet still maintain her identity. I too am a mother, a wife, a trained minister of religion, a banker, an entrepreneur trying to balance the many hats that signifies my role. My book will help motivate and empower every woman who is really unique in her own way. Grab your copy today on Amazon, because Uniquely Me is uniquely you.
Thank you for tuning in to Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart. Remember, Uniquely Me is uniquely you.